In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw clouds in Procreate in 2 different ways and 2 different styles. I will show you how to draw them in more realistic way like this, and then in more cartoon style like this. Before you start, make sure to download the color palette and that you have all my free brushes. Everything is linked in the description of this video. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to get more step-by-step Procreate drawing tutorials, and also many Procreate brushes, make sure to check out my Patreon. I add their new video every week. Link is in the description. And with all that being said, grab your drawing tools, relax, and let's start. I'm going to draw my clouds on the A4 canvas from Procreate. Before we draw the clouds, I want to show you a simple method for drawing sky. I'm going to draw here a sunset sky. So I'm going to take color number 1. And now we can take selection tool. At the bottom, let's pick rectangle and then turn on color fill. We can select now the bottom part of the canvas like this. Let's tap here to finish. And now let's take next color. Color number 2. Again, we can take the selection tool and let's draw a rectangle above that orange one. Somewhere over here, and just make sure that those colors here will be overlapping. Let's tap here to finish and take next color. Number 3. Let's take the selection tool again and add another rectangle like this. Let's tap here to finish. Take next color, color number 4. Take the selection tool and let's add here rectangle like that. Tap here to finish, and now we can color the rest with the last color, color number 5. We can just drag and drop it in here. Now we want to blend those colors together, and to do that we can go to the adjustments and take Gaussian blur. Swipe your pencil and screen to the blur size. And usually something around 50% will do the nice job. Let's tap here to finish. So the sky is ready. Now we can make a new layer on top of this one to draw the clouds. There are a few ways you can draw the clouds. Let's pick the color for them first. Let's start with color number 6, so something very light. And first you can draw them using the selection tool. So let's take it. Now at the bottom over here, let's pick freehand option. And now you can just draw kind of random shapes like this to select the clouds. Make sure that you will tap here on this point to close the selection so this can be filled with the color. So you can draw some of them like this. Draw as many as you want. Or if you want, you don't have to use the selection tool. You can just take any brush. I will use Studio Pen from Inking. I'll make the brush size 100%. And you can just draw them like this. Just draw some lines here. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be here filled inside all the way. Something like this is okay. Now we can add here more colors. Let's take next color. Now we can take something more yellowish. Color number 7. And we can add it more or less here in the middle of those shapes. Again, you can use the selection tool if you want, or just draw some lines, just like that. You can also draw this outside. It's fine. And you don't have to add them to every cloud. So for me this will be enough. Now let's take next color. Color number 8. So this darker color I'm going to put here on top of the clouds. If you want, you can also just add some small clouds on their own in this color, just like that. Okay, and now let's take next color. Now I'm going to take color number 9. I'm going to add it here to the bottom parts of the clouds, just a little bit, just like that. Okay, and the last color, color number 10. I'll add it here even lower. Those clouds here at the bottom will have a lot of that sun color. So just like that. Maybe a little bit here and here, and that's enough. So once you have something like this, we can start blurring this. First, we're going to take Gaussian blur. Let's go to the adjustments and take Gaussian blur. Let's make here a small blur size. I would say something around 5% is enough. Let's tap here to finish this. And now we can blur this again, but now I want the blur to go horizontally. To do that, we can use the motion blur. So let's go to the adjustments again and take motion blur. So here you have to swipe your pencil across the screen horizontally, like this. If you swipe it in other direction, this will start blurring in that direction. So we want to have this blurred just horizontally. Okay. For me, something around 39% is okay. So let's tap here to finish this. Now we can start making those clouds look more cloudy. For this, let's take the smudge tool. Let's tap on it again. And I like to use here one of my brushes. It's this one, Watery, from my siakulaart special brush set. Those brushes are free, so make sure you download them. Now with the brush size here, 8%, we can slowly start smudging this and blending those colors together and just adding here some more of that cloud shape. Okay? So draw here in circular motions, just like that. You can smudge it outside if you want. Let's do it gently to all of the clouds. And don't worry, you don't have to make this now perfect because we'll still add here one more layer. If you want to, you can use smaller brush size or bigger brush size. I'm going to make now brush size bigger, maybe 23, and maybe I'll just tap here more like this to make this cloud more fluffy. Okay, so this layer for the clouds is finished. Now, if you want, you can open the layers, you can tap here, and if you think your clouds are too strong, too dark, you can turn down the opacity. Or if you like them, just keep it at maximum. I think I'll just turn down the opacity a little bit, I'll make it 90%. Now we can make here one more layer on top of this and add some more colors if needed. So I'm going to take here color number 8. I'll take the brush and maybe I will add here some more dark colors over here like this. Maybe a little bit more here, and here, and here. And now I would like to add here some more yellow. So I'll take color number 9 and add here this like that. Okay, and maybe also here, and some here to the bottom. And just a little bit of red, more like dark orange, so color number 10. I'll draw here. And now let's take a small break, and I would like to ask you to write a comment, I can draw this. It would mean a lot to me, I would know that you enjoyed this video, and I could see who is watching me. This will also help this video reach more people, so thank you for doing that. And now let's go back to drawing. Okay, this will be enough for me. So now we can also change the blending mode of this layer. Let's tap here, and we can set this hue to linear burn. This way we are changing here the colors, and they are not exactly the same like the other ones. So now again we are going to repeat the process. First we can add here Gaussian blur, just a little bit, 3%. Let's tap here to finish, and now add here motion blur. I'll make it 32. And now let's take the smudge tool, and we can smudge it again. Okay, so now let's turn on the opacity of this. Let's tap here and make it less visible. I'll make it 54. And now in the end, we can add here some more bright clouds. So let's make a new layer for this. We can change the blending mode of this to add. And let's take here the brightest color we had, so color number 6. Now for this, let's take the brush. Let's go here to siakulaart special and take watery brush. And we can just add this here this way. I'll make the brush size 5%, and in a few places I'll just make those clouds quite bright, like this. Okay, let's smudge this a little bit. So take the smudge tool. And now we can turn down the opacity of this. I'll make this 55. And these clouds are finished. Now I'm going to show you how to draw clouds more in like a cartoony style, and they will be inspired by the Ghibli art style illustrations. So first I'm just going to group this together here and close it and hide it. And now I can make a new layer and start drawing a new sky. So here for this, let's start with color number 11. We can just drag and drop it to the canvas like this. And to this sky, we are going to add here just one more color, a lighter blue at the bottom. So let's take that color, color number 12. Let's take the selection tool. Let's pick your rectangle. And we can color the bottom part like this. Let's tap here to finish. And let's blend this. So let's go to the adjustments and take Gaussian blur. And here again, I'm going to use 50%. Let's tap here to finish. And now we can make a new layer on top of this one to start drawing the clouds. We'll start drawing the clouds from the darkest color. So let's take here color number 13. Now let's pick a brush. I like to use here this one, paint brush from my siakulaart special brushes. And with the brush size 36, we can start drawing here a cloud shape. So just draw a simple shape like this. You don't have to color here everything. Let's just draw here a fluffy shape, like this. Maybe let's add here one more on the top. Just like that. Okay. And this is enough of this color for now. Let's take next color. Color number 14. So a lighter color than the first one. And we can start brightening this up. So again, we'll just draw here a fluffy shape in the middle of that first shape. Okay, now we can move on to the next color. A brighter one, color number 15. Now let's add it over here, making sure that you will leave some of that other colors peeking through. Once you have something like this, we can smudge this a little bit. So let's take the smudge tool and let's take the same brush. So paint from my Siakulaart special brushes. I'm going to use here brush size 18 and we can smudge this a little bit. We can make the edges of those clouds more fluffy here. Kind of like fading away. I'll make the brush size even bigger, maybe like 30%. And if you want, you can also just tap on the screen. This way you'll get here a little bit different effect than just smudging it. We can also smudge here those other colors in the middle, like that. This way we are creating here more dimension. Okay, that's enough. Now let's bring back some of those darker colors to the front. For this, let's make a new layer. Let's change the color. We can take the darkest one we use for the clouds, so color number 13. Let's take the brush, and with the brush size around 19%, we can add this over here like that. Just in a few places, let's bring this back, make it more interesting this way. Okay, let's take next color now. Color number 14. We can add it next to that other one. And now we can smudge this. So let's take the smudge tool and let's smudge this a little bit so this will look nicer. And if you think that you added too much of this, you can still bring back here the lightest color, color number 15. So we can just draw here again like that. And this way you can create the cloud shape that you like. Again, we can smudge this a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with this now. Let's add here a final accent, and this will be like a highlights. Let's make a new layer for this. And let's take here the lightest color number 16. Let's make the brush size small, maybe like 3%. And we can draw here, maybe even smaller, maybe 2%. And we can draw here some lines on the edges of those white spots on the clouds. You don't have to outline this everywhere, but in few places it will give us here very nice effect. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same to the top cloud. And if you want those lines to pop more, we can change the blending mode of this layer. So let's tap here, and you can set it maybe to add, or for something less intense, we can pick color dodge. Or maybe hard light. I think I like it with the hard light. And those clouds are finished. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and please let me know which type of clouds you like more. The first one, more realistic ones, or this one, more cartoony. And if you'd like to draw more with me, get my special Procreate tutorials and brushes, make sure to check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye!